right, we have a question from TVIP or TVIP, one or the other. Hello, Michael. Why do a lot of games have different covers in different regions, North America, Europe, and Asia, even if the publisher is the same company? I don't know the answer to that, but I'll tell you what I think. I'm a big fantasy games player. Oh, I got a prop. Where'd it go? Who is this anyway? Oh, Hanley Ramirez. I buy this for football and baseball because I am like the most awesome fantasy sports player you've ever seen. I'm really good at this. And I travel a lot. And so I remember a few years ago, I was buying a fantasy football magazine and I bought it in Dallas. And then I accidentally left it on the plane. And a couple weeks later, I bought it in New York. And I noticed that the thing I bought had different athletes on the cover. What do you want to, what do you think was on the cover? A Dallas Cowboy was on the cover on the one I bought in Dallas, and a New York Giant was on the cover of the one I bought in New York. Then I went to my draft a few weeks later, and I think there was an Oakland Raider or a San Francisco 49er on the cover of the West Coast edition. I think that's why they do it. I think that the publishers, kind of figure out what do you, the gamer, care about. And I think in different regions, there are different characters in the game or different things that they think are more important features in the game. But I can't tell you why that would matter. Now, certainly in a game like FIFA, that might matter. In the UK, there might be something that is more UK-centric, and in Germany, something more German-centric. But couldn't tell you why Mass Effect would have a different cover, and I don't know which games you're talking about. So my best guess, though, is they wanted to catch your eye and they want to sell you more. And that's a profit deal. All right, we have a question from Hero Bainling, or Hero Benelling. I wish I knew how to say that name. Dear Mr. Pack, how important do you feel backwards compatibility is as a console selling point? And do you think that the Wiimote, Move, and Kinect are going to be made compatible somewhat on the upcoming next consoles? Backward compatibility typically matters at launch and typically doesn't matter a year or two later. Pretty much nobody wants to play old games. So, the first year, yes, because there's not a big library of content for a brand new console. Second, third, fourth year, doesn't matter at all. And, so the PS3 was pretty much backward compatible, but the second model of it wasn't. You just see that. And I think that console design is going to change going forward. I think they're going to try to make things backward compatible. So the answer is yes, I think Wiimote, Move, Kinect will absolutely work with the next consoles. Wiimote is going to work with the Wii U. They've already shown it, so not an issue there at all. The question on Move and Kinect is kind of when does the next console come out? And although I think someday you're going to get a real console from Microsoft and a real console from Sony, I think they keep iterating. I think, back in 2004, I called that this cycle was the last cycle. I said, when these consoles come out, they're going to be powerful enough to last for 10 years. I remember 2 years ago exactly, I was at GamesBeat, so it was 2009. That's the VentureBeat sponsored conference. And I was asked when I thought the next consoles were coming out, and I said 2013 or 2014, and everybody laughed in the audience. And there were two other analysts on the panel, I won't name them, who each said I was crazy and they were coming out 2012 at the latest. And here we are halfway through 2011, and obviously no new consoles coming out next year. The Wii U is not a new console, it's Wii HD. And I still think 2014 is really about the right time. I think you're going to get an iteration. I think you're going to get a 360 with a giant hard drive, 2 terabytes, with 4G, mobile phone interface built in, all sorts of cool stuff. So maybe you can use your iPad 4G phone subscription and access the internet that way and not have to even have internet piped into your house. There's all sorts of things they can do. They can put in, extraterrestrial radio. They can put in satellite television receivers in there. I mean, there's all sorts of crap they can put in. I just think Microsoft is thinking way out of the box, and I think they're going to make the new box a lot better for everything but gaming. I don't think there's any real need to dramatically iterate the gameplay experience until they're giving you something so much different that it's actually worth buying a whole new console. Thanks once again for tuning in. I really do appreciate the support I get from all you guys. And make sure that you rate this episode a 10, and make sure that you ask a question or make a comment on the comment page. And I really do like those Twitter questions. So send in Twitter questions at Michael Pachter. If you just do it to me, I will answer every single one of them. Thanks very much for joining us.